Jill.
Yeah, it doesn't pull.
Oh.
Apparently.
We'll call the meeting to order with Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. Kelsey?
Giovanini,
Yes.
Barr,
Here.
Gill, S. Horner, Causer,
Here.
A. Horner,
Here.
Bradshaw,
Here.
Howard,
Here.
Willie.
Here.
Thank you. On the consent agenda, we have 4 items. Does anyone have any questions on those? If not, I will entertain a motion for approval.
I motion
by
to
Barb
approve.
Howard, second by John Willie. Roll call, please.
Barr,
Yes.
Gill, Causer,
Yes.
A. Horner,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Giovanini.
Yes.
Thank you. First item on our regular agenda is the approval of the appointment of Joe Rainbolt to the city council position vacated by Scott Cranford in Ward 4. And Joe is here tonight, and a few of you got to meet Joe before he came around. He resides on Grove Street, catty corner from Jim Melvin, if you know where Jim lives. He's on the riverside of Grove. And Joe works for Salem for Children Ranch in Flanagan. Native of Pontiac and moved away after college, but has returned and is excited to become one of us if you so approve him. So I would entertain a motion. Motion by Jamie, second by John Willie. Roll call, please.
Causer,
Yes.
A. Horner,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Giovanini,
Yes.
Barr.
Yes.
Thank you. Next meeting, Joe, we'll make it official. And you get to sit by Anna and have fun with all the rest of us. Item number 2, selection of the engineering firm for the wastewater treatment plant's BNR study. And I believe Brad Duncan will be at the podium to talk about that.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. First, I want to thank you all for last week, taking time out of your valuable schedule to sit and learn about wastewater. I hope everybody got something out of it, as I did. And in reviewing, I know we had some discussion after that meeting, but in reviewing both that discussion that we had, along with the engineering service qualifications that hopefully is included in your packet, myself, Jim Wolford, and Brian Verdon all did a qualifications rating sheet on them, which in doing so kind of reaffirmed what we thought coming out of the presentations, was that we would like to recommend that for the BNR study and resulting of the RFQ 25-010, that the council approve Donahue and Associates as our engineering firm.
Are there any questions?
So this selection will mean then we will negotiate with them on the next phase of this and putting together a plan and bring that back to the council.
So we haven't alerted them yet? No?
No, it's all based off of this action tonight.
You have to approve it first.
Okay.
Yeah, next will be a task order. That'll have some costs in it, and we'll be able to review that with the council, and then you can make your decision off of that.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by Jamie, second by Barb Howard to approve Donahue. Roll call, please.
A. Horner,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Giovanini,
Yes.
Barr,
Yes.
Causer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I just wanted to give you guys an attaboy for your scoring system. That made it easy
Yeah, sure.
to analyze it from my standpoint and assume everyone else too. So
Appreciate that. Yeah, Brian had a big game in that one too, so
so you get an attaboy.
thank you.
Item number C, conveyance of land to the Central Illinois Land Bank Authority.
Yeah, so this codifies what we talked about previously. You approved the donation of the 2 parcels of land over on Oak Street and Cleary. 821 North Oak and 403 West Cleary. And so this donation agreement will donate the land to them, and behind that, you see there's two quit claim deeds to deed that property over. The only suggestion I would make to the donation agreement is that if you approve it with a caveat to have staff include in Section 10, which is the donor's obligation, the donee's obligations, that the intent of the donation is to build appropriate residential housing for the zoning of that area, and that if nothing is built within 10 years, the property will be returned to the city. And the land bank has been, this was a template we found, the land bank gave us, and in consulting with Alan, we felt that was in our best interest to make sure our interest is protected, that the land will be used for what we agreed it. And the land bank, of course, said, sure, whatever stipulation the city puts on, they have no issues with.
Any questions for anybody?
They looked at that, I know they were in town and looked at the property.
Yes, what they like about it is that if you're on Oak Street, there's easy access to the properties. The one has the address of Cleary Street, but if it faced Cleary Street, you're limited on access like a driveway, but if it comes in off of Oak, and we talked about maybe, they may want to address the address and move it to Oak Street, so then that way you can come in off of Oak and it's wider to have parking and the width of your residence there. You could get a duplex or something on there.
Do I have a motion?
I'd make that motion with that addendum to
Yeah.
number 10.
Okay, motion by Barr, second by Causer. Roll call, please.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Jovanini,
Yes.
Barr,
Yes.
Causer,
Yes.
A. Horner.
Yes.
Thank you. Item D, the ITEP jurisdiction agreement. I'm guessing this is Brian.
And you should have, do you have the updated? Okay.
In your packet, there should be a copy of the joint funding agreement for state participation. This agreement is between would be between the city and the Department of Transportation, and this would allow the state to reimburse the city for a portion, I believe it's 80% of the engineering fees for Phase 2 of this project through those ITEP grants.
This is for the bike path.
Yep.
And this is for that ITEP bike path.
Yep.
And that would allow Farnsworth to begin their work on Phase 2 for the design of that project.
Any feeling of when? If we say,
So what really Farnsworth is on hold, because any work that we do before that, we wouldn't be getting reimbursed for without the agreement. So once this agreement is made and signed, and then gets signed by IDOT, then Farnsworth would be able to proceed. And then we could have conversations with them that would talk about a schedule and what would be appropriate for this phase.
Any other questions?
You looking for a general time, Mike?
Yeah, that's what I
Squeeze the
was
time
gonna
with a,
yeah, tomorrow, yesterday.
no, I mean, how long does that generally take you to go through all the,
It's a
Steps
pretty
before you get-
extensive project, and I know we've been talking about it
Yeah.
for a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking. I see.
I believe I have a motion by Barb, second by Jerry. Roll call, please.
Howard,
Yes.
Willie,
Yes.
Jovanini,
Yes.
Barr,
Yes.
Causer,
Yes,
A. Horner,
Yes.
Bradshaw.
Yes.
Item E, of a review of the Finance and Administration Committee meetings. Mike, do you want to take that?
Yes. We had the Finance Administrative Committee meeting on January 7th. Roll call was taken. Present was myself, Howard, Bradshaw, Causer, and Horner, as well as the mayor. Chief Campbell, Director Henderson, and City Administrator Wolford. First thing on the agenda was the fire department. Chief Campbell outlined a staff emergency presently with the department experiencing 3 personnel who are out on injuries and 2 expected to be long-term. He's asking for authorization to hire 1 firefighter immediately to get up and running and help with staff needs. And down the road, there's at least 1 retirement that will give us time to reevaluate the need and reduce staffing to normal if that should be necessary. Then the second thing on the agenda was the security cameras. Director Henderson was working with Motorola on security camera solution to a number of city sites that have experienced repeated vandalism and will benefit the city by their implementation. The quote was excessively high, and Henderson sought for approval to build a system that he feels will be capable of handling our needs for remote access and save us considerable money. And a proposal will be put together, and we'll see that eventually. Then lastly was the TIF program. Administrator Wolford discussed the downtown TIF facade grant, that its use was light this year, and there's a funding to handle a similar pool of funding for upstairs downtown residential development and rehab program. Mayor Eckhoff shared some of the other cities' program as examples for the city to emulate, and the staff will develop a program proposal. And then we adjourned.
It's a good meeting. Thank you. Item F is the personnel authorization for the fire department. Is that you?
I can handle that. As you recall there from the committee meeting, the consensus coming out of that committee was to put forth to the council to recommend the hiring right now of 1 firefighter. The fire chief has a list, and he has personnel that are ready to go on that list. And so I would entertain or ask the council to accept that and authorize the fire department to hire 1 more individual this time. And we, like it said, we have time then to evaluate where that stands here in the future. And there's a retirement coming up this year, and through the budget, the fire chief has some other proposals he'll address with the council later.
Any other questions by anybody that wasn't at the committee meeting? Not, I would.
I'd so move to,
Motion by Barr, second by Causer, to approve the hiring. Roll call, please.
Willie,
Yes.
Barr,
yes.
Giovanni,
Yes.
Giovannini, Barr, Gill,
Yes.
Causer,
Yes.
A. Horner,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Howard.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Item G, 2026 solid waste rates. How exciting.
Yes, so the contractual rates come in at $22.60 plus the commodity recycling, which I didn't have at the time, which I do now. It's 95 cents. And in the past, we've typically taken their charges plus 50 cents and set that as the user rate. And that would make $24.05 the user rate for this year. Last year was $22.58 plus the 50 cents, so it was $23.08 as the end user rate. So it would be from $23.08 to $24.05
And that's
Just
per household.
per household, yes, for the garbage rate.
How much of an increase is that?
So it's 3.5% by contract, plus the recycling processing charge. That's the market rate, commodity rate that they're getting on their recyclables. And It's been as low as 40 cents. It's been as high as, I think, when I was looking back, like $1.05. Last year, it was 75 cents. This year, it's up to 95 cents. So we take their recycling charge, their trash charge, plus that 95 cents. The two charges are set by contract till 2029, and the only variable in there is that recycling processing charge. So, and what we've done is we've added 50 cents that covers, for those that aren't paying their bills and the administrative costs of handling that and processing.
Everybody creates garbage.
Yeah, and we do get asked pretty regularly if you can opt out, and that's one thing that we don't allow is, if you have a residential home, you are in the garbage program. You don't opt out. You could have your water shut off and you still are gonna have a garbage charge. We get charged by Republic by the number of households.
Any other questions? Anybody?
You said this contract's up in 2029?
The contract that we have right now, yes, expires in 2029, so it's 3.5% per year until then, and then we'll renegotiate or put out requests for proposals from anyone else. If you look at the contract, I'll just add on, if you look at the contract, the numbers don't quite align right, and there was a year prior to me where Republic had a really bad year and came to the table to negotiate an increased rate mid-year. And so that the garbage rate doesn't quite align right. Recycling rate is the same as what the contract says, but the recycling rate, or the garbage rate went up 20 or 30 cents. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
I
it's,
was here when we did the negotiations with
Okay.
them, and it went on a
Wasn't
long
much of
time.
a negotiation.
It was a long process.
I need a motion to approve the new rate.
All motion.
Motion by Jamie Bradshaw, second by Jan Gill. Roll call, please.
Jovenini,
Yes.
Barr,
Yes.
Gill,
Yes.
Pauser,
Yes?
A. Horner,
Yes.
Bradshaw,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Willie.
Yes.
Item H is review of the committee of the whole agenda for Saturday, January 31st for our budget.
yeah, so the question here is the time. We've talked about it. Our proposal would be 10 a.m. starting that meeting, if that's acceptable. And as we had mentioned before, that this will be based solely on the upcoming year, to try and get through as efficiently as possible. Any annual reports that departments may have can either come at a later time or in print for you to review somewhere else, and we'll just take this meeting and use it as, here's where we are, and let's look at next year what the needs are of the departments. And we won't have a full picture at this time of what the revenues are going to be, but we'll have an idea of where we stand and where they're going to need to be.
We'll break for lunch. I'll bring lunch, and hopefully we'll be done by mid-afternoon.
Yeah.
If that's acceptable to everybody, 10 o'clock sound okay?
10.
And I've really only included the departments here. All the other funds, if you recall, when we have our meetings, like the solid waste fund, those are all pretty well set by either the tax levy, or they're pretty small and they will be, we'll have a finance committee meeting and those will knock those out pretty quick and they'll bring them back to the councils. But this is the bread and butter of the city services right here.
Okay.
No vote needed, just so you're aware of it.
Okay, mayor's comments. Couple things. I'm excited about the new sign that's out on the building. If nobody noticed it when you came in today. I hope it really gives a great fresh look to this, this place where we do business. I'll let, maybe, I don't know if you want to say anything about Mike's visit last week with, not all, I mean, you know more about it than me, that, so I'll refer that to Jim. As you know, the governor was in town last week for the ribbon cutting at Wally's. And prior to that visit, his public engagement officer had contacted me and came into city council, and we sat for about an hour and chatted about numerous things going on here. And so I think I've created a connection with someone at the governor's office who might be able to help us with a few things, hopefully. He's already reached back out to me about some of the stuff that we talked about. And Jim and I had a video conference today with Chris Balkema's office and discussed a couple of things. I'm going to throw out some teasers here. The warden's house is one of the conversation items with both the governor's office and Chris today. We don't know where it's going to go, but we've opened conversation about it. And then we also talked with him today about the sidewalk extension on Route 116 West out to Deerfield Road. So Chris is going to try to help with that. We got to send more things off to him, but hopefully we'll be able to get somewhere. That will take a long time. Both items may take a while, but we got to figure something out with that home. So that's really all I have. How about any council comments? Anybody? John?
On the corner of Oak and Howard, there's a sightline problem. There's that container with clothing or shoes. If you're going north, excuse me, and are trying to look left, it's really hard to see cars coming. And I know a number of years ago, I think it was Kurt Myers brought it up, and they moved it back. For some reason, it's back closer to the corner. If something could be done to get it kind of back so they could see better.
That would be M&H's own that right now. I actually saw somebody there picking stuff up out of that box a couple weeks ago. I've never ever seen any action at those places. So, is that something, Chris, that you would?
We can make contact with
Yeah.
M&H and see if
Yeah, I remember
have it moved.
they moved it real fast when we questioned it the last time. I remember that, yeah. So,
I do have one other thing I forgot. Jerry gave me this piece of correspondence to read. Peg and I would like to express our gratitude and say thank you for the reward of the gift card and for our display of Christmas decorations. Thank you, Mayor Eckhoff, Alderman, and anyone who made this possible. Peg and I have been doing this for many years and enjoy it. This just adds to that. Again, thank you. Peg and Stubby Meyer. In addition, also, Chris Brock and his city crew deserve a big thank you for their work and decorating the city. Just sharing that from the Myers. They won in one of the categories that the judges did. So, any other council comments?
yeah, I got a
Mike?
couple of things. Was this in your packet as well, or just mine? The tourism certificate?
Not in mine.
Okay. Well, I'm the proud recipient of the Tourism Ambassador Certification.
Oh, I knew they were doing that.
Okay, and maybe Liz is also, but it's a really easy questionnaire online. And I probably failed a couple questions, but you know, and you get a little ambassador certificate. And if anybody wants to do it, it's really the Heritage Corridor puts us on. It's a brand-new thing that they're having. Eventually, they're going to charge people to get that certification. And it's designed to help you stimulate local knowledge of your area and other areas along the corridor of Route 66 and beyond with regards to tourism. So if you want, I can send this little bar, or maybe, do you know, Liz, did he send a bunch of these or just me?
He must have.
Anyway, I'd encourage you to look at it and help Liz bring tourism. So then I have another thing. Last Thursday, John Willie and I and a bunch of my local cycle friends from around the area in Bloomington were at the Livingston County Board and witnessed the Pontiac Township High School students who were here and gave that presentation. They gave that same presentation to the Livingston County Board. And amazingly, they came away with a commitment to that trail, a verbal commitment still, but they also said that they would not only take it in advisement, but move forward with helping with grant applications. So after that meeting, that same group invited me to attend on Martin Luther King Day, Monday, at the high school, a really unforgettable day. Something they call the 30 by 30 Project Summit. You all may know about it. Apparently, it's about the 5th or 6th year of it. The 30 by 30 project is a conservation initiative that's focused on 30% of land and water, conserving 30% of land and water by the year 2030. And there are numerous folks there from all over, from Chicago, from Bloomington, locally here. And we went around from room to room in small discussion tables with the students. Students made a presentation on various subjects. Chris Balkema was at my table with most of the time. I did get a chance to talk to him about the bike trail, and he brought up the warden's house, so I know it's on his mind. So anyway, that conservation group, the sessions that they had was the multi-use bike path, sustainable prairie along those paths, a research finding of, ironically, a mole salamander that they found in the rivers here, and a student-led project focusing on vapes and e-cigarette environmental contamination, and kind of an overview of that electronic waste program that they do. And they shared just a number of things that they're trying to accomplish and trying to encourage local folks to do it. So if you ever get a chance, these high school kids are just amazing. This is seniors, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and primarily headed up by the seniors. It was a really, really great event. So that's it.
Anybody else? One more tidbit from the visit at Wally's. Michael Rubenstein, the CEO, was there, and I mean, I had a chance to, I've known Michael since back the beginning, and they estimated that in 2025, they had over 3 million people come through their doors. Based on every transaction that they had, they're making the assumption that 1.5 individuals are part of each transaction. Some might be more, some might be less, but that's a crazy number. So anyway, those individuals who were skeptical of that build, I hope see the benefits of it now. City Administrator comments.
Yeah, so when Mike Davis was here, we took a tour of the city. We went and looked at our residential rehabilitation list that we built out, the demolition list. He brought with him a builder from that area named Joe, and the unique qualities that he had is that down over south of Champaign, Joe already works with a number of cities as their code enforcement. Through the land bank, he got hooked up doing that. He's got his company building business, and then he's got a second business, so they don't intermingle, where he does code enforcement. But a number of the small cities don't have a code enforcement officer, and so they're, might have one police officer or a couple of part-timers, and they'll handle grass and that kind of stuff, but nobody was ever handling buildings. And so that's what he does for them. And so he made a bunch of notes on all of our buildings, and we'll template everything on any processes that we might need to go through to fast track some demolition, to work on some rehabilitation. And then he also took a look at the warden's house and then the 4 over there by the prison as well. And, you know, just, we weren't obviously able to go inside, but there's obviously some extensive work on the warden's house that needs to happen, but the other ones, they look, at least from the outside, they look okay, the roofs are in good shape. So I guess it'll depend on what happens from there, and so we'll have a plan. It was a pretty productive day that he went and took a good look and made a bunch of notes on everything, from the house over there by Kelly Electric to the one on West Henry Street. So we'll have some good things coming. I met with Mike Hasselbring today. Mike Hasselbring is our consultant on health insurance. And preliminarily, our initial increase was 15.4%. However, I mentioned before that our plan is obsolete and Blue Cross will not renew it this year. They've taken it off of their offerings. And so Mike has put together what he believes is the closest plan that has the same deductibles. It's a Blue Choice plan, and has been able to work with Blue Cross, and we're confident we're gonna be somewhere in the 5.4 to 6% increase rather than 15%. So, judging from what's been going around, that's pretty good, especially being able to keep the deductibles, the out-of-pockets. The Blue Choice, I'll have more on this later, but the Blue Choice plan, in essence, is basically two plans in one. It's participating hospitals and providers participate in this Blue Choice, which has a lower deductible, and if they don't, then you would then move to the PPO plan. Downstate, all of our hospitals down here are under Blue Choice. Peoria, Pontiac, Bloomington, Champaign, they're all in there. The big ones that are noticeably not in the Blue Choice would be Lurie. There's another couple up in Chicago. Those are the ones that wouldn't be, but Loyola is, Rush is, but there's a few. However, it doesn't deny you access to them. It just moves you into the PPO portion of the plan, which has a little bit of a higher deductible and a little bit higher out of pocket. However, they both, once that out of pocket's met, whether it was Blue Choice or the PPO, it's met. So it'll be a good plan, and I think it'll be a great compromise, being that the plan that we have is no longer available. So. Then one last note I wanted to just say, if you notice across the street, the kiosk is off. The cold weather, I think, tripped the breaker in it, and we're just gonna let it sit for a week, because we're supposed to have some really cold temperatures coming up, so rather than risk it. And we may still have to do some looking at, we have a GFCI in there, and it keeps popping it when we get some unique weather, so we may have to take a look at. Otherwise, the touchscreen part of it's been working fine since they updated the firmware. Yeah, that's all I have.
Thank you. Public comment, anybody have anything to say out there? Okay. I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Jamie, second by Jerry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Here, here, he's-